Good afternoon,
evening, everyone.
friends. Rakesh, I will start directly. Good afternoon, friends. This Committee on Economic and Commercial Law under the secretaryship of CA Hina Gupta is, flying in the sky. And as you are seeing, every Friday we have a webinar on two topics. So there are about 600 laws which are business laws out of 1300 central laws, and then there are state laws. And I begin my address with one sentence that everything happens twice. First in the mind and then in the reality. Like today's, on every Thursday, we are starting a new series on economic advisory, because this committee has a two segments: economic and commercial law and economic advisory. So therefore, economic advisory, I feel, is more important than business laws, because the business growth, increase in top line, all that happens because of economic decisions. And this is a very valuable advisory services. So today we are starting with what are the opportunities in agriculture industry, and I'll share some of my thoughts. And after that, there are three experts: Dr. Shankar Goenka from Delhi, Madam Varsha from Ahmedabad, and then Dr. BP Mohanty from Indian Council of Agriculture Research. So let me share my PPT on this subject, which will give you some idea about what I wish to say on agriculture. Now, agriculture is a global opportunity, because all 192 countries we can advise. And this agriculture industry has a 17 major sectors: farming, agricultural equipments, fertilizer, pesticides, warehousing, cold chain, food processing, dairy industry. So some of these sectors we will take specifically in greater detail in the subsequent sessions. This is in brief about me. I'm a member since 1983. I was in IFAC for 3 years in 2001 to 2004, and member of IFRS Small and Medium Enterprises Interpretation Group for 2 years, and a learner, writer. So what is agriculture? And this is one industry where, Mother Earth gives us the valuable produce. And from this produce, we do the processing, we create value addition a lot. So this industry includes farming, agriculture, equipment, fertilizers, like what I had mentioned in the title slide, warehousing, cold chain, food processing, floriculture, apiculture, sericulture, seeds, fisheries, poultry, animal husbandry, animal feed, and bioagriculture. I would request participants to, put any sort of questions on the chat box, so that those can be taken care by me and other experts. So sericulture is the process of cultivating silkworms and extracting silk from them. Apiculture is a scientific method of rearing honeybees. Then agriculture is the primary source of livelihood for about 58% of India's population. The Indian agriculture market is 56,000 billion in 2020. That is Indian rupees. And the agriculture and allied exports stood at 41 billion US dollar. Now, total population in 2020, 26% is in 0 to 14 age group. 67% is in 15 to 64, prime, active, and above 65 years is 6%. Why I'm mentioning that? Because in the 60% of working population is in agriculture and about 17% of GDP is in agriculture. So we need to see that the production increases and the GDP share increases in this by agriculture. Now, what are the opportunities in this industry? One is advisory services, then making available finances for agricultural production, farming, and other businesses, setting up of plantation, cash crops, advisories on laws related to agricultural grading and marketing. Like we have a egg mark. Like for industrial products, we have ISI mark. Then advisory on export and import of agricultural products. Compliances under the Food Safety and Standards Act 2006. Day before yesterday, we did a program on this. It was World Food Safety Day. So food industry, then egg mark certification, hallmark certification, advisory services for availing various subsidies, grants, advisory services to food safety, processing and standards. So agriculture term is derived from two Latin words, ager or agri, meaning soil, and cultura means cultivation. So cultivation of the soil is agriculture. And this is applied science which encompasses all aspects of crop production, including horticulture, livestock, rearing, fisheries, forestry. It is, as an art, it embraces knowledge of the way to perform the operations of the farm in a skillful manner. As a science, utilizes all technologies developed on scientific principles such as crop breeding, production techniques, crop protection. It includes, keeping animals and growing crops, the cultivating the soil, growing crops, and raising livestock, the art and science of it. Now, in types of agriculture, we have a specialized horticulture, subsistence farming, Mediterranean farming, commercial grain agriculture, arable farming, shifting cultivation, rudimentary sedentary tillage, pastoral farming, commercial plantations, mixed farming. And then we have a horticulture, which is connected with flowers and other cash crops. Agricultural area, India ranks in 7th position 328 million hectares, and registered food processing units are 40,000 in 2018-19. Then types of farming, we have subsistence farming and commercial farming. Then food production in India, we rank 10th by land area, and we are in the world's top food producing countries. And the largest producer of milk, jute and pulses. India is also the world second largest producer of rice, wheat, sugarcane, fruit, vegetables, cotton and groundnuts, and third biggest producer of cereals, coconut. Now, what is the scenario in the food processing? No, we have a separate ministry, Ministry of Food Processing Industries. So 100% FDI is allowed. There are 1.3 billion potential consumers. As we know that population is 8 billion. 800 crore is the world population. And we have a GST from 1st July 2017. And this is the fastest growing economy in the world. And globally, we have seen what is our status in the rank 1. And globally, we are second rank in total food production. The total food products import is 21,000 million US dollar, and export is 38 million US dollar. For animal husbandry and dairying, we have a department of animal husbandry and dairying. Then there is a statistics of how many animals are registered, farmers registered. There is a National Dairy Development Board. You know, the White Revolution, this NDDB is a history at Anand. Then crop production, we have a domestic and commercial purposes, and the process includes preparation of soil, sowing of seeds, irrigation, application of manure, pesticides and fertilizers to the crops, protecting and harvesting crops, storage and preserving the produced crops. We have the various factors like soil fertility, availability of water, diseases, pests, climate, all these affects the crop production. Major food crops is potato, rice, sorghum, soya beans, maize and wheat. There are various laws, you know, which chartered accountant take pride, you know, and they are of 20 pages, 30 pages. So compared to Income Tax Act, GST Act. So we have a AGMARK, Agricultural Produce Grading and Marking Act 1937. We have a Export Development Authority, so AEPD, Agricultural and Processed Food Products Authority. We have a Agriculturist Loan Act, the Coffee Act, Central Silk Board, Cardamom Act, Cattle Trespass Act, Coconut Development Board Act, Food Corporations Act, Food Safety and Standards Act, Rubber Act. We will be sharing this PPT to each one of you, and we will also be putting this on our website. Then we have Essential Commodities Act, Bureau of Indian Standards Act, Legal Metrology Act, Emblems and Names Prevention of Improper Use Act, Prevention of Black Marketing and Maintenance of Supplies of Essential Commodities Act 1980. Any questions, Mr. Akash, so far in the chat box? Please keep them pasted in the chat box. Vinod Chandra Vyas from Vasai. He has asked a very important question, and he's an ex-banker. Normally, agriculture is a state subject. How to get info of various states, also central schemes and requirements. See, Vinodji, since agriculture we saw it is a cultivation of soil. The land is a state subject, and therefore agriculture is a state subject. So nowadays everything is available on click of the button, various subsidies, and you go to a state website. On Monday, Prime Minister has launched a new portal where all 13 schemes application is made at one place. So there are central subsidies in the food processing and there are state subsidies. So this information is available. You yourself can do a research. Institute pays 500 rupees per page. So if you write 200 pages, you means any one member, and I will personally mentor that individual. Then there is another question from Deepak Kumar from Kolkata. Being a non-agriculturist by profession, how one can be professional in this sector? I said everything happens twice. First in the mind. If I say, how can I be advisor in agriculture? I have never cultivated a soil. I don't have a farm. Sorry, it is not required, Deepakji. By your learning, by your visit, you can learn on that. Then Uma Mahadevkar from Mumbai, can a foreign source inherit and continue to hold agricultural land, or does he have to sell such inherited agricultural land? Under FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act, the land can be held only by the Indian citizen. Then Parag Kotak from Mumbai would appreciate if the presentation is more focused on the gaps in the agriculture sector and opportunities available as a result of it. Parag, we will take care of it, but Parag, this is a sort of a ice-breaking session where we are telling, what are the opportunities in agriculture sector. Then there is from Veraval, Meena has asked for various advisory services in agriculture sector. Any certified course is available for study. There are courses by other universities. Like, I have an interest. So I have done 6 months certificate course from IGNU on agriculture. So if we Google out, we will get the courses on this. Let me see, there are some more queries. Then Nikhil Agarwal from New Delhi. What does hallmark certification means in agriculture? I think I'm not having much idea on this. Maybe Dr. Goenka or Madam Varsa. Otherwise, we'll come back to you on this. Then we have agriculture can be done in cooperative sector. So we have a state cooperative law, multi-state cooperative act. There is a Digital Agriculture Information Technology Act. Today's session will be focusing on, one of the recent initiative announced in the budget of 2022, the drone technology and the use of drone in agriculture, Fertilizer Control Act, Dangerous Machine Act, Insecticides Act. And then I've gone into the detail of few of these legislations. So, few things which I have covered in this presentation is types of irrigations, the various programs and schemes like surface irrigation, localized irrigation, drip irrigation, sprinkler irrigation, center pivot irrigation. Now, once we study this, it's more easier than practicing in accounting, practicing in GST or income tax. Then, like what Vinod Vyas was asking, various schemes. We have Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. We have National Agriculture Infra Financing Facility. I have given the websites for that. We have agricultural market. We have a National Agriculture Market, National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture. Then we have Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, Gramin Bhandaran Yojana, Warehouse Subsidy Scheme, Livestock Insurance Scheme, Scheme on Fisheries Training and Extension. Like this, we have few of the schemes. Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. I have given how to apply for the schemes and things like that. Now, how to get the work? Getting the work in any field is using social media. Knowledge sharing is not violation of any code of conduct. Normally we have 3 clauses in first schedule to the CA Act. Clause 5, securing the work. Clause 6, soliciting the work. And clause 7 is advertising the work. I would request strongly that if you want to be, like next slide is, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. One of the slide is, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. So we have to be visible that we are agricultural consultant, and every day if we make a flyer on Canva, which is the very simple program, and in Facebook and LinkedIn, we can be member of 6,000 groups like WhatsApp groups. And in Facebook and LinkedIn groups, there is no limit. Like in WhatsApp, we have 250 seats. In LinkedIn, in Telegram, we have a limit of 2 lakhs. So making YouTube videos, making a blog, posting on all platforms on social media. See, out of 8 billion population, 800 crore, 500 crore uses social media. In my practice, all my work has come through social media. So I would strongly recommend that please use social media. Akash, any more queries? Otherwise, what I would be requesting that Dr. Shankar Goenka take the session. And okay, Rakesh, over to you to introduce Dr. Shankar. Rakesh, you have to unmute yourself. Rakesh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Rajkumar Adukia, sir, for making all the members aware about the professional opportunities available in the agriculture sector, and also to also making them aware how to grow your professional practices using social media platforms. I thank you personally. Also, thank you, Rajkumar Adukia, sir, for giving me to moderate this session on behalf of CPICA committee. Now I will introduce our next speaker for the day, Dr. Shankar Goeneka sir. Dr. Shankar Goeneka sir is born into an accomplished business family. He is a strong believer of the mentor and mentee relationship. He is a NCC cadet, theater and stage artist.
ये राकेश सैनी साहब
जी
जी मैं अपने आप इंट्रोडक्शन कर लूंगा नहीं तो टाइम चला जाएगा.
ओके ओके
थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर इनवाइटिंग.
ओवर टू यू सर. ओवर टू यू सर.
थैंक यू वेरी मच. तो ऑडियंस, वेरी गुड इवनिंग, नमस्ते एंड जय राम जी की. So to all my participants who are there, please help me to understand कि आज आपको इस सेशन में आने की क्या रिक्वायरमेंट लगेगी, why we are here. So instead of I start talking to you first, my humble request is please help me to understand what is your wish. आपको क्या लगता है कि इस प्रोग्राम से आपको क्या मिलने वाला है, and that is what I would like to know from you, sir. So please write it in a chat box, and then I want to convey my message through a strong question answer session. और मुझे लगता है कि हम ज्यादा इंटरेक्टिव होंगे तो ज्यादा इस प्रोग्राम का मजा आएगा. यस सर. सो प्लीज कि आज को आपको इस सेशन में आने का पर्पस क्या है. राकेश सैनी साहब, आपको मेरी इसमें मदद करनी पड़ेगी. मुझे लगता है कि हमारे जितने
श्योर सर, अभी कमेंट्स हम देख रहे हैं. साथ ही सर मैं मेरा पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट बता देता हूँ. मैं भी एज ए मेंबर ज्वाइन कर रहा हूँ और मैं भी इस VCM के थ्रू काफी मतलब मेरा जो मोटिव है कि कुछ ऐसी प्रोफेशनल एरिया जिनके बारे में हमें आज तक पता ही नहीं था कि इनमें भी हम हमारी जो प्रैक्टिस है उसको ग्रो कर सकते हैं. तो वो एरियाज को एक्सप्लोर करने जा रहे हैं सर इस VCM के थ्रू. एंड क्या वे हो सकते हैं उन वे को सर आइडेंटिफाई करना चाह रहे हैं आज यहाँ पे हम इस VCM में.
सो अपने जो लोग ज्वाइन करे हैं सर, उनसे मेरा निवेदन है कि दे शुड आस्क क्वेश्चन कि व्हाट इज देयर पर्पस ऑफ बीइंग इनटू दिस सेशन. क्योंकि क्या है कि एग्रीकल्चर के अंदर एवरीवन नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि एग्रीकल्चर इज अ कल्चर एंड वी नीड टू ब्रिंग दैट कल्चर इनटू द whole ecosystem. And I feel everyone from our field have a great importance of this program. So that is what I wanted to know from the participant. तो आकाश जी ने लिखा है कि न्यू अपॉर्चुनिटीज, और जो बाकी पार्टिसिपेंट है उनके मन में क्या सवाल है. क्योंकि राकेश सैनी लोग जो पढ़ते हैं वो करते नहीं, और जो काम वो कर रहे होते हैं उसकी उन्होंने कभी पढ़ाई नहीं करी होती, क्योंकि पता ही नहीं होता करना क्या है. सो उसी तरीके से जो मेरे पार्टिसिपेंट हैं उन्होंने कहा यार ठीक है, सी एसोसिएशन से एक प्रोग्राम आया और हमने रजिस्टर कर लिया. मैं वो नहीं चाहता हूँ. मैं आई जस्ट वांट टू हेल्प देम कि हाउ दिस होल प्रोग्राम ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर कैन टेक एवरीवन इनटू द नेक्स्ट लेवल. सो सवाल नहीं आएंगे तो इसका मतलब उनका इंटरेस्ट नहीं है तो सेशन को कंटिन्यू करने का कोई फायदा नहीं होगा. मतलब दैट इज द वे आई लुक एट ऑल माय प्रोग्राम्स. क्योंकि कई बार ऐसा भी होता है कि आपने प्रोग्राम ऑन करा और ऑन करने के बाद में आपने रजिस्टर करके सब चले गए. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. सो वी विल हैव अंडरस्टैंड हाउ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स कैन हेल्प एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर. बहुत बढ़िया. और तो सर सबसे पहले चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट क्या हेल्प कर सकते हैं कि गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का एक फंड है जिसका नाम है एग्रीकल्चर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फंड. आप लिख सकते हैं उसको एग्रीकल्चर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फंड, और ये कितना है? 1.25 करोड़ का। कितना है सर राकेश सनी साहब? 1.25 करोड़ रुपए का। हाँ, और इसके अंदर क्या है कि हर एंटरप्रेन्योर को 2 करोड़ रुपए कोई भी एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में काम करने के लिए मिलते हैं, वो भी नॉन कोलेटरल, और वो भी 3% रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट कम के ऊपर। सो फॉर एग्जांपल, जैसे इस समय एसबीआई का जो रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट है वो 7.8% है, तो आप एग्रीकल्चर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर से लेते हैं तो आपको 6% रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट पे मिलेगा। और वो भी बैंकों में क्या है कि जो ये फंड है वो आपका विद इन 5 डेज अप्रूव करके जो बैंक में आपका अकाउंट है उनके अंदर वो भेज देता है, फिर वो फंड आपको रिलीज कर देता है। इवन जो इसका सीजीएसटी, जो गारंटी का जो बैंकों का जो पैसा लगता है, जो नॉर्मली एंटरप्रेन्योर का एग्रीकल्चर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फंड देता है, तो 2 डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट है। नंबर 1, 3% रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट कम लगा। नंबर 2, कोलेटरल नहीं लगा। एंड नंबर 3, जो आपका लोन बैडेड्स होने के कारण जो उसका सीजीएसटी का जो रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट लगता है वो तक जो है वो आपकी एग्रीकल्चर मिनिस्ट्री पे करती है। ये इसका सबसे बड़ा एडवांटेज है। तो ये मेरे को लगता है कि एवरी चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट हैज अ ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी टू गेट दिस मनी टू पीपल अराउंड देम फॉर एग्रीकल्चर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फंड, एंड एवरी एंटरप्रेन्योर they can start this business. और इस समय our country और Prime Minister Modi is exceptionally big with this money. तो एक बात और सर ने लिखी कि to contribute to agriculture development of the country, attain productivity, better technology, and sustainable agriculture. I am the daughter of a farmer and I am CA. Want to find an opportunity in my family. 2 choice है। Number 1, as a CA आपको एंटरप्रेन्योर बनाने का मौका है, क्योंकि आप उनको पैसा ला के दे रहे हैं और खूब सारी टेक्नोलॉजीज आपके पास में है। एंड नंबर 2, कम्युनिटी के अंदर, जैसे आपने कहा कि आप फार्मर की बेटी हैं, तो आप खुद क्या कर सकते हैं कि यू कैन गेट मनी for new agricultural implements and take it to next level. And to all my parties, अमेरिका के अंदर कोई कहता जी 5,000 एकड़ कर रहा है, कोई कहता जी ऑस्ट्रेलिया में 2,000 एकड़ कर रहा है, कोई कहता है इंग्लैंड में 1,000 एकड़ कर रहा है। तो हमारा फार्मर क्यों 1 एकड़, 2 एकड़, 3 एकड़ पे अटक गया? only because we do not use newer technology in this line. Madam, please advise if I am able to answer you. And can I again request all please to ask us question. Then I will run a small program and I will explain you how we can help the whole community as a whole and we can take it to next level. एक और सवाल पूछा है कि हाउ वी कैन म्यूचुअली ग्रो टुगेदर बाय हेल्पिंग एग्रीकल्चर इंडस्ट्री। देखिए, आपने कोई भी एसोसिएशन बनाई, सो यू विल हैव अ ड्यूअल बेनिफिट। तो आपने नंबर 1, यू आर हेल्पिंग एन स्टार्टअप और यू आर हेल्पिंग एन एंटरप्रेन्योर। और सबसे बड़ा फायदा क्या होगा कि जो हमारा यूथ हु इज लिविंग आवर होम टाउन एंड कमिंग टू सिटीज, दे विल गेट अ बिजनेस अपॉर्चुनिटी इन देयर ओन एरिया। और उसका डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट क्या होगा कि जो पैसे कमाने के चक्कर में अपने पेरेंट्स को छोड़ के घर छोड़ रहा है और शहर में जाके बस रहा है, उसका फायदा ये होगा कि दे विल बी एबल टू स्टे विद देयर पेरेंट्स, दे विल बी एबल टू वर्क विद देम socially, physically, mentally, and will also earn money out of this program. So I hope। और एक और जो सवाल दोबारा से पूछा कि who are the central and state agencies for availing, तो जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की जो एग्रीकल्चर की एजेंसी है वो है एग्रीकल्चर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फंड। मैं आपको लिंक भेज दूंगा एंड यू कैन जस्ट रीड थ्रू दिस। और फिर क्या होता है कि ये जो एग्रीकल्चर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फंड है, ये आपको आपकी जो लोकल जगह में जो बैंक है वहां से ही आपको रिलीज होता है, और 2 करोड़ रुपए तक आपको नॉन कोलेटरल के सामने पैसा मिलता है। इसमें एक और बात क्या है कि आपने एक प्रोजेक्ट चालू करा और आपने 2 करोड़ रुपए लिए, वैसे आप 25 प्रोजेक्ट अलग अलग जगह सेम नाम पे चला सकते हैं, यानी एक आदमी 50 करोड़ का लोन अवेल कर सकता है। आई होप आई एम क्लियर ऑन दिस। एनी क्वेश्चन प्लीज? So what I will do, I will run a presentation और फिर मुझे लगता है कि let's see यदि इसका कुछ फायदा लोगों को होता है क्या। So you know, as per the new policy of Government of India, what we did, इफको फर्टिलाइजर जो कि वर्ल्ड की लार्जेस्ट केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी है, उन्होंने दुनिया में पहली बार एक प्रोडक्ट बनाया नैनो यूरिया। और वो नैनो यूरिया का क्या काम है? दिस बॉटल इज लाइक दिस, और ये क्या करती है, जो ये 45 kg की जो बैग है उसको फिर से उन्होंने रिप्लेस कर दिया। कितने से? सिर्फ 500 ml की बोतल से। तो यदि एक बोरी यूरिया आपको लेके जाना है तो उसके लिए आपको क्या चाहिए? गाड़ी चाहिए, मोटरसाइकिल चाहिए, ट्रैक्टर चाहिए। पर आप एक नैनो की बोतल को आप अपने पॉकेट में ले जा सकते हैं। इससे क्या फायदा हुआ कि ट्रांसपोर्ट की कॉस्ट बची। दूसरा मेन बात क्या है फ्रॉम एन एग्रीकल्चर पर्सपेक्टिव, कि जो यूरिया है इसके अंदर 46% नाइट्रोजन कंटेंट है। तो जब वो खेत में छिड़का जाता है तो यदि जमीन में लगा तो जमीन खराब, हवा में लगा तो हवा खराब, और पानी में लगा तो पानी का पॉल्यूशन फैलाता है। और मेन बात क्या है कि जब यूरिया जब आप छिड़कते हैं तो ओनली 30% इज बीइंग यूज्ड एंड 70% यूरिया गेट वेस्टेड। पर जब आप नैनो को छिड़कते हैं तो 80% यूज होता है और 20% वेस्ट होता है। इसको छिड़कने के लिए 125 लीटर वाटर लगता है। पर इनके साथ जब हमने काम किया तो इसके लिए ड्रोन बनाया। सो आई एम जस्ट रनिंग अ स्मॉल वीडियो एंड आई एम श्योर दिस वुड गिव यू सम इंफॉर्मेशन।
मिट्टी की जान किसान की शान, मिट्टी की जान किसान की शान।
खेत से खलिहान से मान से सम्मान से,
खेत से खलिहान से मान से सम्मान से,
धरती से आसमान से ज्ञान से विज्ञान से, 50 सालों से निभाया रिश्ता हर किसान से, भारत के स्वाभिमान से। मिट्टी की जान है किसान की शान है, मिट्टी की जान है किसान की शान है।
किसान का विमान, कृषि विमान। और इस ड्रोन से आप खाली नैनो यूरिया नहीं, आप बहुत सारी चीजें, जितने भी पेस्टिसाइड्स, वीडीसाइड, जर्मिसाइड, फंगीसाइड, जितने भी हैं, यू कैन ऑल स्प्रे थ्रू दिस। तो यूरिया से क्या फायदा हुआ? इनपुट कॉस्ट रिड्यूस है, एनवायरमेंटल फ्रेंडली है, न्यूट्रिशन वैल्यू बढ़ाता है, फार्मर की इनकम बढ़ाता है, इनहेंस क्रॉप प्रोडक्टिविटी करता है, और ये चीपर देन कन्वेंशनल यूरिया है। तो मेरा आपसे क्या कहना है कि यदि आपको एज एन चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, इफ यू आर लुकिंग फॉर एन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एक्टिविटी, you can create a center in your area whereby you can buy drones and you start spraying different pesticides, chemicals or nano urea through drone. तो मेरा ये मानना है कि जब आप ड्रोन लेते हैं and when you start spraying through it, so if you charge only 200 rupees, 400 rupees a year, you can start making 24 lakh rupees. यदि 12 लाख का खर्चा हुआ तो भी 12 lakh rupees you make out of it. तो ड्रोन का फायदा क्या है वर्सेस मैनुअल के अंदर? It saves cost, it saves time, it is accurate, और मेन बात है कि it also saves labor cost also. क्योंकि जब आप ड्रोन से छिड़काव करते हैं तो 1 एकड़ जो फार्म है वो आप 5 मिनट से 7 मिनट में करते हैं. यू नीड ओनली 5 to 7 minutes. जबकि जो आदमी छिड़कता है he sprays only 2 to 3 acres in a day. Second thing, when you spray through drone, the input cost goes down. Why? Because जब आप ड्रोन से छिड़कते हैं तो आपकी इनपुट कॉस्ट करीब 25% कम होती है. जब आप उसकी आउटपुट जो कॉस्ट है वो कितनी बढ़ेगी? वो 8 to 15% बढ़ेगी. क्यों बढ़ेगी? जब आप ड्रोन से स्प्रे करते हैं तो उसका पत्ता साफ होता है. जब पत्ता साफ होगा तो उसका फोटोसिंथेसिस बेटर होगा, एंड जब फोटोसिंथेसिस बेटर होगा it will absorb better sunlight, and when it will absorb better sunlight, so plant health will be better, and when plant health will be better, the output and productivity will be better. So it is very important for you to understand and to create an entrepreneurship activity out of this whole program. इस प्रोग्राम को करने के 3 बहुत बड़े सोशल एंगल हैं. नंबर 1, in India 58,000 people died due to snake in farmland. एक दो नहीं, 58,000. करीब 3 से 4 लाख लोग बीमार होते हैं जब वो दवाई को इनहेल करते हैं. और जो हमारे गांव का यूथ है, तीसरा बड़ा बेनिफिट मैंने इसमें क्या देखा, जो हमारे गांव का यूथ है जो कि किसी कारण से पढ़ लिख नहीं पाया या बाहर नहीं जा पाया, ये प्रोग्राम उसके लिए है. He can buy a drone, he can lease this equipment, और वो महीने के आराम से 50,000 रुपए से 1 लाख रुपए ड्रोन के माध्यम से कमा सकता है. अब जब आपकी बात आती है तो आप लोग तो ज्यादा कमा सकते हैं. तो ये आपने क्या समझना है कि ड्रोन इज सच अ प्रोडक्ट वेयर it becomes an entrepreneurship activity for you. You can make money out of it and you can all go to next level. अब now I'm stopping here and I would like to ask you questions कि आपको अभी तक मेरी बात से क्या समझ में आया, and then we will take this session forward. Yes, please. आपको अभी तक मेरी बात से क्या लगा कि इस प्रोग्राम में क्या एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एक्टिविटी है, and how it can help chartered accountants and how it can help society at large. Yes, please. Urea is required for roots. How spraying through drone can help each roots? Very, very good question. तो इसमें क्या है सर कि यूरिया खाली रूट्स में 30% चाहिए, सो जिसको बॉटम ड्रेसिंग बोलते हैं, एंड 70% जो यूरिया है वो आपको टॉप ड्रेसिंग से चाहिए, फॉलियर स्प्रे से चाहिए. तो थ्रू नैनो 30% यूरिया जो डाला वो आपने दानेदार डाला, और जो आपने टॉप ड्रेसिंग का डाला वो आपने नैनो यूरिया को आपने ड्रोन से डाला. सो प्लांट हेल्थ कैसे बेटर होगा कि उसको नीचे से भी नाइट्रोजन मिला और उसको ऊपर से भी मिला, एंड दैट इज हाउ द प्लांट हेल्थ विल बिकम बेटर. एक आपने सवाल पूछा कॉस्ट ऑफ द ड्रोन एंड इट्स फाइनेंसिंग. जो ड्रोन है सो ड्रोन कॉस्ट अबाउट 6 लाख रुपीज, और उसकी जो एक बैटरी हो 50,000 रुपए की. सो यदि आपको बिजनेस पर्सपेक्टिव से चाहिए सो यू नीड टू बाय 5 बैटरीज, तो आपको 8.5 लाख रुपए का पड़ा. भारत सरकार आपको 10 लाख रुपए तक एक ड्रोन के लिए 90% फाइनेंस करती है, ओनली एट 5% to 6% रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. तो आपने एक साथ समझो, जैसे मैंने कहा 2 करोड़ रुपए, तो आप 20 ड्रोन ले सकते हैं और अपना बिजनेस बना के इसको आप आगे स्प्रे कर सकते हैं. I hope I am clear with this cost of the drone. and its financing. दूसरा होता है drone spraying may not be suitable for some crops like cardamom. So आप कार्डमम की जो बात है, कार्डमम में कब स्प्रे नहीं इफेक्टिव है? जब उसका फूल आ गया। पर जब शुरुआती एज में जब आप प्लांट लगाते हैं कार्डमम का, उसके 30 डेज बाद जो उसमें आप स्प्रे करते हैं वो आप नैनो यूरिया से कर सकते हैं। इसी तरीके से टी इंडस्ट्रीज है, टी इंडस्ट्री में हर वीक स्प्रे होता है यूरिया का, एवरी वीक 365 डे, यानी 52 डेज अ वीक, मतलब पूरे साल भर जो है इनका 52 वीक्स का इनका स्प्रे शेड्यूल है। सो मेनी क्रॉप्स, और समझो आपको लगता है कि यार एक क्रॉप में नहीं यूज हो रहा है कार्डमम में फॉर एग्जांपल, तो मत करो ना। भारत में 100 तरह के क्रॉप्स हैं, आप उसमें यूज करिए, किसने मना करा है? जो चीज नहीं है उसको छोड़ दीजिए और जिसमें है उसको आप यूज करिए। उसके बाद में ऑटोमेशन ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर, यस इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। हम इंडिया की ग्रोथ जब तक नहीं बढ़ा पाएंगे, एंड एक बात और समझनी है कि हमारे जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर कहते हैं किसान की आय डबल हो, तो किसान की आय डबल जो है वो फसल करने से नहीं होगी। आज गेहूं 1800 का 6000 4000 करने से नहीं काम बनेगा। हम अपनी इनपुट कॉस्ट कैसे कम करें, हम अपना आउटपुट कैसे बढ़ाएं, हम अपनी प्रोडक्टिविटी को कैसे बेटर करें, हम सॉइल हेल्थ को कैसे बचाएं, हम एयर पॉल्यूशन को कैसे बचाएं, हम वाटर पॉल्यूशन को कैसे बचाएं, मेरे को लगता है हमें उसके ऊपर काम करना पड़ेगा। So we can understand social reform through this. Of course, through drone, it's going to be big social reform. हमारे यहाँ पे किसान आंदोलन हुआ, 7 आदमी मरे, दुनिया भर का हल्ला हुआ। ओनली स्नेक बाइट से 50,000 लोग मरते हैं और शायद इसकी कोई ध्यान नहीं दे पाता है। मैं इस समय अहमदाबाद गुजरात में हूँ। गुजरात में अकेले में 1.5 लाख लोगों को सांप काटता है। कैन यू इमेजिन व्हाट अ डेंजरस सिचुएशन वी हैव इन आवर लाइफ टाइम। दूसरा लिखना, कैन वी गेट सब्सिडी टू बाय ड्रोन्स? इफ यस, व्हाट इज द स्कीम एंड हाउ टू अप्लाई? सो जो सब्सिडी है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की, ये 4 स्टेजेस। Graduate, you get 50%. If you got FPO, farmer producer organization, you get 75%. And if you are government organization, you get 100% subsidy. और जो सब्सिडी है ये स्टेट का मैटर है। So everyone has to apply for subsidy in their state agricultural department, and that is how they get subsidy. Government of India is very keen and is very pushing. So when we started drone training, so we have an institute where we do drone training. We also manufacture drone in Gurgaon, and that is how we supply it to people. So what we did, I am completely a motivational speaker, and I am a brand ambassador to Nano Urea. जब मैं बाजार में गया, जब मैं खेतों में गया, तब मुझे लगा बहुत this could be a great opportunity in time to come. Now drone से खाली आप स्प्रे की बात नहीं कर सकते. It takes a payload of 12 kgs. आप ड्रोन से डिलीवरी का काम कर सकते हैं, आप ड्रोन से मैपिंग का काम कर सकते हैं, आप ड्रोन से हाईवेज में काम कर सकते हैं, आप बिल्डिंग की मैपिंग कर सकते हैं। अभी जो हमारे गुड़गांव में बिल्डिंग गिरी तो सबको पता लगा कि भाई इसकी मैपिंग करनी है, तो सारी बिल्डिंग का आर्किटेक्चरल वर्क निकला कि भाई आर्किटेक्चर की क्वालिटी कैसी है, सीमेंट कंक्रीट की डिग्रेडेशन कितना हुआ है, तो ये इससे बचाया जा सकता है। और लैंड की भी मैपिंग होगी। फिर दूसरा, ऑयल रिफाइनरी जितनी है वो आजकल इसको ले रही है, इलेक्ट्रिकल वायर्स इससे चेक करे जा सकते हैं, रेलवे के ट्रैक इससे चेक करे जा सकते हैं। एंड गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया बहुत ही इंडिया के अंदर ड्रोन कॉरिडोर लाने वाली है। जैसे फ्लाइट का पाथ है वैसे ही ड्रोन का पाथ बनने वाला है, एंड इट कुड अचीव इन एन वेरी बिग वे। तो मैंने आपको बता दिया एग्री सेक्टर का, एक मिनट, सब्सिडी का बता दिया। यूजिंग द एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी इन एग्री सेक्टर फॉर बेटर आउटपुट, यस इट्स हेल्प इन फंड इन, मेरे को इसका मतलब नहीं समझ में आया सर। डजंट ड्रोन क्रिएट मोर एयर पॉल्यूशन व्हेन स्प्रेड फ्रॉम हाइट? ड्रोन में क्या है सर, क्योंकि ये बैटरी से चलता है और इसके 6 कॉप्टर्स होते हैं, और ये जो क्रॉप है, क्रॉप से मात्र 3 फीट ऊपर से छिड़का जा सकता है। सो इससे बेसिकली कोई बहुत ज्यादा पॉल्यूशन, आप जो पॉल्यूशन की बात कर रहे हैं वो कौन से, जो डीजल ऑपरेटेड हैं या जो पेट्रोल ऑपरेटेड है या जो बड़े ड्रोन्स है जो कि 50 किलो 60 किलो 70 किलो वेट लेके जाती है, वहां पे मैं मान सकता हूं। पर जो 10 किलो का ड्रोन है इससे कोई बहुत फर्क नहीं आया कंपेयर टू योर वाटर, एयर एंड सॉइल पॉल्यूशन को बचाने के मुकाबले में। दूसरा, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट विल इंक्रीज ड्यू टू यूज ऑफ न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी। ये बिल्कुल मिथ है सर, ये मिथ वैसा ही है जैसे कि कंप्यूटर यूज हुआ था। मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं, इस साल इंडिया के अंदर कॉटन की कई लाख एकड़ हेक्टर जो क्रॉप है वो वेस्ट हुई। क्यों? क्योंकि छिड़कने वाला नहीं मिला, टाइम पे स्प्रे नहीं हो सका। आप कहते हैं अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, मैं कहता हूं लोग ही नहीं है। अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट तो तब होगा जब लोग होगा। यू सी एवरी फार्मर in India, you go there, there is a scarcity of labor, there is a scarcity of people who want to do this, and I feel this is an alarming situation for all of us. तो आप ये मत समझिए कि इससे अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट होगा। इससे क्या होगा कि इस समय लोग ही नहीं खेतों में काम करने के लिए। सो डोंट वरी, आई एम श्योर अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट। मैं भारत को लेंथ एंड ब्रेथ में ट्रेवल किया है मैंने। आई बीन टू सो मेनी स्टेट्स इन द कंट्री and everyone is happy that new technology। जो गांव का अनपढ़ आदमी है वो इतना खुश है कि साहब चलो हमारी खेती में इससे अच्छा स्प्रे हो पाएगा, बिकॉज इट स्प्रेज इन एक्यूरेट वे। ड्रोन क्या करता है? वेट लेता है, खेत को मैप करता है और फिर क्या करता है? लाइन से स्प्रे करता है। और इसके अंदर फ्लो मीटर लगा हुआ है। यदि पानी खत्म हुआ या बैटरी खत्म हुआ, ये जहां से उड़ा वहां से ये वापस आता है और फिर वापस से भरने के बाद जहां पर उसने छोड़ा वो वहीं से स्प्रे करके आता है। एक आदमी जब स्प्रे करता है तो क्या करता है? जब तक उसका मन अच्छा रहता है वो अच्छे से स्प्रे करता है, जब उसका मन ठीक नहीं रहता है वो एक जगह गिरा के आ जाता है। तो उससे जो है फार्म के अंदर क्रॉप डैमेजेस ज्यादा है। और इसी वजह से क्रॉप में क्या होता है, यदि फसल एक जगह खराब हुई वो पूरे खेत को खराब करती है। सो दैट वाज अ बिग डिसएडवांटेज सर। Consulting the agri entrepreneurs about government policies like MOFPI, operations, green schemes, and licensing the legal documentation for education to FPO. Yes, आपके लिए एक और अपॉर्चुनिटी है। यदि आप 25 FPO को नर्चर करते, इंडिया आपको 6 करोड़ रुपए देती है, जिसमें से आपको 2 से 2.5 करोड़ रुपए बचता है। So this again everyone can look into it. Whether any permission or license is required to buy and operate drone? Yes, ड्रोन के अंदर 2 लाइसेंस है। नंबर 1, जो ड्रोन आपको आता है उसके अंदर एक यूएन कोड लगता है, और दूसरा जो ड्रोन को चलाने वाला है, जो पायलट है, उसको भी ड्रोन फ्लाइंग लाइसेंस लेना पड़ता है। एंड वी both the things sir. This conference is for professional opportunities discussing or business opportunity in agriculture. ये दोनों चीज के लिए है कि आपके लिए कई लोग मेरे को ऐसे मिले और कई सारे प्रोफेशनल जो बड़ी बड़ी एमएनसीज में, बड़ी बड़ी कंपनी में काम कर रहे हैं या बड़े बड़े प्रोफेशनल्स हैं, वो अपना काम छोड़कर खेती बाड़ी की तरफ लगे हैं। आप इसको दोनों नजरिए से देख सकते हैं। क्या आप अपने रूट से जुड़ना चाहते हैं? नंबर 1। नंबर 2, जो एग्री एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हैं, क्या आप उनको मदद करना चाहते हैं? So there is a situation in both the cases. गोपाल अय्यर साहब लिखते हैं, टोरंटो who are the central and state agencies for availing soft loan with least collaterals. मुझे सर इसके बारे में नहीं पता है, पर मुझे एग्रीकल्चर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के बारे में मालूम है कि एग्रीकल्चर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फंड से सस्ता लोन इस समय भारत में किसी का नहीं है सर। और कोई सवाल सर? क्योंकि सवाल आने से ही आपको क्लैरिटी मिलेगी, नहीं तो आपको क्लैरिटी नहीं मिलेगी सर। सो प्लीज हेल्प मी इफ यू हैव मोर क्वेश्चंस। तो जो ड्रोन के साथ आपको मिलता है सर, एक चार्जर मिलता है, ट्रेनिंग मिलती है, ऐप मिलता है, टेक्नोलॉजी अपडेट्स मिलती है, मेंटेनेंस कैसे करते हैं वो बताते हैं, ड्रोन स्पेयर्स मिलता है, ऑनलाइन ऑफलाइन सर्विस सपोर्ट मिलता है। एग्रीकल्चर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के बारे में जो मैंने आपको बताया वो है। यदि आपको शुरू में कोई भी हेल्प चाहिए, वी ऑल कैन डू इट फॉर यू। दूसरा, मेकिंग अरेंजमेंट विद कमर्शियल बैंक, इंश्योरेंस असिस्टेंस, स्प्रे पैटर्न फॉर वेरियस क्रॉप फॉर वेरियस ज्योग्राफिकल लोकेशन, ई कॉमर्स पोर्टल, buying e-learning, hand-holding to farmers and entrepreneurs. This is all we have been doing with farmer. एक ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग स्लाइड है फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू। ये क्या कहती है कि जो यूरिया का बैग है, एक आपका क्वेश्चन था यूरिया के ऊपर, कि यूरिया की जो बैग है वो 266 रुपए 50 पैसे कॉस्ट करती है, और उसके अंदर गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया 3,500 रुपीज पर बैग सब्सिडी बियर करती है। तो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, जो हमारा टैक्स पेयर का पैसा है, भारत सरकार हर साल 1.5 लाख करोड़ रुपीस जो फर्टिलाइजर की सब्सिडी के अंदर पे करती है, दैट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया विल सेव. सो एंड जो फार्मर है उसकी कॉस्ट कैसे कम हुई? नैनो यूरिया की जो बोतल है 240 रुपीज की है, यानी ही सेव्स ऑलमोस्ट 10% ऑन दिस. और एक मैंने आपसे कहा कि जब आप ड्रोन से स्प्रे करते हैं तो आपका 25% कम लगता है, तो 60 रुपीज वो बचा, तो आपका 86 रुपीज 50 पैसा तो स्टेट पर एकड़ ये बचा. उसके अलावा आपका आउटपुट बढ़ा, आपकी 96% एक्यूरेसी स्प्रेइंग है. कई लोग मुझे कहते हैं सर पानी तो हमारे देश में फ्री है. पानी जरूर फ्री है, पर पानी को ले जाने का खर्चा है. वो सबको समझना चाहिए कि पानी को जो स्प्रे करने का खर्चा है वो हम कैसे बचा सकते हैं, क्योंकि पानी लाने का खर्चा है, पानी ले जाने का खर्चा है, पानी के लिए मैन पावर चाहिए, पानी के लिए आदमी चाहिए. दैट ऑल यू कैन सेव आउट ऑफ इट. और जो मैंने आपको बताया कि एक फार्मर एक दिन में 2 से 3 एकड़ खाली स्प्रे करता है. ड्रोन के माध्यम से यू कैन डू स्प्रे और 5 to 7 मिनट्स टू कवर ओनली 1 एकड़. प्लस मैंने आपसे कहा सॉइल हेल्थ बेटर होगी और फार्मर का हेल्थ का जो है वो खत्म होगा. These are the points which I says, with drone, these are the things which you get. And every government in the country is want to support and take it up. तो ड्रोन में क्या मिलता है? आपको क्रॉस फोल्डिंग स्ट्रक्चर होता है, उसके अंदर ऑब्स्टेकल रडार लगे हुए. समझो ड्रोन जब खेत में जाता है तो सामने कोई बिजली का पोल आया, कोई घर आया, कोई पेड़ आया, इट स्टॉप्स, इट चेंज द रूट एंड देन इट गोज. इसके साथ में बैटरी ऑपरेटेड है. देन देयर इज एन एल्टीट्यूड रडार, उसको टेरेन रडार बोलते हैं, कि यदि आपने क्रॉप के ऊपर 3 फुट स्प्रे करना है एंड व्हेन द ड्रोन स्टार्ट फ्लाइंग, सो यदि क्रॉप की हाइट 3 फुट है तो 6 फुट से स्प्रे करेगा. If the crop height is 2 feet, it will come down to 5 feet, and if the crop height is 4 feet, it will go up to the 7 feet. So it is an automatic mode. Drone 2 तरीके से स्प्रे करा जा सकता है, an autopilot mode and it can operate as a manual mode also. And then there is a camera in front of it by which you spray the drone. Now please, any question further? I would like to answer them. So अभी आपने जो मेरे से सवाल पूछे, वो सवाल था, अभी जो सवाल आए, so एक सवाल तो ये आया है कि लुधियाना से whether any farmer can raise fund through agriculture interest fund or FPO is required to. No, इंडिविजुअल फार्मर भी ले सकता है, FPO भी ले सकता है, कोऑपरेटिव भी ले सकती है और एग्रीकल्चर स्टूडेंट भी ले सकता है. प्रवीण कुमार जी लिखते हैं कि बलारपुर से, सर हाउ टू हेल्प फार्मर डूइंग ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग, इज देयर एनी स्कीम फॉर देम, प्लीज गाइड. यस, देयर आर एन नंबर ऑफ स्कीम्स. ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग के अंदर आपको 3 साल लगते हैं जब आप उसको ऑर्गेनिक फार्म बनाते हैं. और इस समय इंडिया में एक बार आपका यदि सर्टिफिकेशन हो गया, सो देयर आर मेनी नेशनल बॉडीज एंड इंटरनेशनल बॉडीज हु बायज ऑर्गेनिक प्रोडक्ट. बट एक बात ध्यान रखनी, ऑर्गेनिक के अंदर आपके अंदर पेशेंस होना चाहिए. नंबर 1, इट टेक 3 years टू इंप्रूव द हेल्थ ऑफ द सॉइल टू मेक इट ऑर्गेनिक. एंड नंबर 2, ऑर्गेनिक का जो प्रोडक्शन है वो कम है. यदि गेहूं समझो 20 कुंटल आ रहा है, वहीं यदि आप ऑर्गेनिक उगाएंगे तो आपका जो आउटपुट है वो 30% कम हो जाएगा. यानी आपका जो प्रोडक्शन है वो करीब 12 से 14 कुंटल ये रह पाएगा. सो वन नीड टू बी वेरी केयरफुल. पर हाँ, जब यदि उनका मार्केट स्टैब्लिश हो गया तो 4-5 साल बाद उनको बेटर प्राइसिंग मिलनी शुरू होगी एंड आई एम श्योर दे कैन कवर दिस कॉस्ट. ठाकुर साहब नागपुर से लिखते हैं, इज देयर एनी सब्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग. बिल्कुल, यदि आप प्राकृतिक खेती करेंगे तो आप गूगल करिए प्राकृतिक खेती के नाम पे. गुजरात बहुत ही इंटरेस्ट लेके आगे करके काम कर रहा है एंड दे आर डूइंग बिग जॉब एज फार एज प्राकृतिक खेती इज कंसर्न, जिसमें कि गौमूत्र, गोबर इसका यूज करके देन दे आर डूइंग द स्प्रेइंग ऑफ टू मेक इट प्राकृतिक. आई होप आई हैव आंसर्ड ऑल द क्वेश्चन. यूरिया रिक्वायर्ड रूट ये बता दिया, कॉस्ट ऑफ ड्रोन बता दिया, ड्रोन फैसिंग बता दिया, ऑटोमेशन बता दिया, अंडरटेक सोशल रिफॉर्म बता दिया, कैन वी गेट सब्सिडी टू बाय ड्रोन बता दिया, यूजिंग एडवांस टेक्निक बता दिया, फंड हो गया, डजंट ड्रोन क्रिएट मोर पॉल्यूशन का बता दिया. और अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट ये बता दिया, कंसल्टिंग बता दिया, वेदर एनी परमिशन लाइसेंसिंग बता दिया, प्रोफेशनल अपॉर्चुनिटीज ये बता दिया, अय्यर साहब को मैंने टोरंटो का बता दिया, और जगदीप साहब को लुधियाना का मैंने एफपीओ का बता दिया, पवन जी को मैंने ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग का बता दिया। फिर क्वेश्चन आया, विच इंस्टीट्यूट प्रोवाइड ड्रोन फ्लाइंग लाइसेंस? सो वी हैव ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कॉल्ड वाओ गो ग्रीन and we manufacture drone also and we give training also for drone. And अमोल जी लिखते हैं, recent export opportunities in agriculture sector, please advise. देखिए साहब, एग्रीकल्चर एक्सपोर्ट की अपॉर्चुनिटी पहले भी बहुत थी और आज भी बहुत है। पहले भी आप बहुत एक्सपोर्ट कर, कल मैं एक से मिला जो कि हैदराबाद से थे, उन्होंने कहा साहब मैं 10 टन सब्जियां रोज एक्सपोर्ट करता हूं। तो आई बिलीव this is something very very good sir, so this is an opportunity there. अच्छा, हर्षदा भोसले जी लिखते हैं पुणे से, which are the best drone company in India? so ऐसा है मैम कि इस हर्षदा जी इस समय बेस्ट बोल के नहीं है, क्योंकि ड्रोन सेक्टर नया है। सो आज कोई कहेगी 100% ड्रोन मैं मेक इन इंडिया बनाता हूं, ये नहीं हो सकता। हम लोग भी जो ड्रोन बनाते हैं उसके अलग अलग कंपोनेंट अलग अलग जगह से मंगाते हैं, और कुछ कंपोनेंट हम इंडिया के अंदर मंगाते हैं। तो फॉर एग्जांपल इसकी मोटर्स है, मैनी जितने भी ड्रोन बनाने वाले हैं वो सब लोग ड्रोन आपके उससे मंगाते हैं, मोटर्स बाहर से मंगाते हैं। बैटरीज का हमने प्लांट डाला हुआ है यहाँ पर, हम बैटरीज हम बनाते हैं, उसके जो अलग अलग जो पार्ट है, जो उसका फ्लाइट कंट्रोलर है, कुछ कनाडा से आता है, कुछ ऑस्ट्रेलिया से आता है, कुछ ताइवान से आता है। तो ड्रोन जो है क्योंकि एक बहुत स्पेशलाइज प्रोडक्ट है और इंडिया के अंदर नया है, तो अभी हम जो बना रहे हैं वो मिक्स करके बना रहे हैं। बट हाँ, हमारे साथ इफको जुड़ा हुआ है, तो बिल्कुल हम एक ट्राइड टेस्टेड प्रोडक्ट हमारा बाजार में है, एंड वी आर डूइंग दिस। बाकी आप गूगल करके आपको बहुत सारे यंग एंटरप्रेन्योर्स स्टार्टअप्स ने ड्रोन बनाना शुरू करा है, एंड आई एम श्योर यू विल बी एबल टू रीच विद देम। इज देयर एनी सब्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक पेस्टिसाइड्स? ये सर, ऑर्गेनिक पेस्टिसाइड्स का सब्स्टिट्यूट मुझे नहीं पता है, पर हाँ ऑर्गेनिक करने के लिए जैसे मैंने आपको यदि आप सॉइल हेल्थ को 3 साल में इंप्रूव करते हैं, उसके बाद में आप उसी के हिसाब से ऑर्गेनिक के बहुत सारे पेस्टिसाइड आजकल आ रहे हैं। जैसे इफको का एक प्रोडक्ट आता है सागरिका, जो कि सीवीड से बना हुआ है, और वो न्यूट्रिएंट भी है, आउटपुट भी बढ़ाता है, और उसकी प्लांट हेल्थ भी बढ़ाता है। सो आई बिलीव दिस एक्सपोर्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी की बात सर हर चीज के अंदर है। इस समय वर्ल्ड वाइड फूड की शॉर्टेज है, और आप चाहे वेजिटेबल बनाएं, चाहे आप फ्रूट्स ग्रेन बनाएं, चाहे आप फ्रूट्स करें, टू माई नॉलेज देयर इज अ huge opportunity as far as production, मतलब एक्सपोर्ट मार्केट इज कंसर्न। और एक्सपोर्ट के अलावा इंडिया के अंदर भी बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटी है, जहां पर आपको राइट क्वालिटी फूड लेने की जरूरत है, वो आपको मिलता है सर। और सर, और राकेश जी, आई होप आई वाज एबल टू आंसर दिस। आप म्यूट है सर, राकेश जी आप म्यूट है।
Yes, sir. All the queries are replied in very well manner. And sir, thank you. Such a wonderful deliberation and making all the members aware about the new professional areas, and also as well as the entrepreneurship they will develop in their self. Thank you, sir. Akash sir, is there any question in chat?
हमारे जितने मेंबर हैं, नहीं दूसरा मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ सर, हमारे सब एंटरप्रेन्योर को या हमारे सारे लोगों को एक बात समझनी है कि सीए जो है, जो प्रोफेशन है, मेरे को लगता है ये वर्ल्ड का मोस्ट रिनाउंड प्रोफेशन है। वर्ल्ड वाइड इसकी हाईएस्ट रिक्वायरमेंट है, और हर चीज में फाइनेंशियल हेल्थ इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। बट मुझे लगता है कि जब तक एक चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट खाली किताबों को अंदर रहेगा, और जब तक वो अपना पांव एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की शूज में या उसकी टेबल की तरफ जाके नहीं देखेगा, मुझे लगता है वो कहीं ना कहीं मिसमैच करेगा। मेरा ये अनुभव है कि आपको कोई भी काम करने के लिए, उसको जस्टिफाई करने के लिए, यू हैव टू पुट योर शूज साइज सो दैट यू कैन जस्टिफाई योर वर्क। तो मुझे लगता है इस समय देश का युवा, ऐसा नहीं सब कंप्यूटर पे जाना चाहता है, ऐसा नहीं कि खाली वो टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ काम करना चाहता है। मैं रोज इतने लोगों से मिलता हूँ, इतने बच्चों से मिलता हूँ, दुनिया भर की यूनिवर्सिटीज में पढ़ाने जाता हूँ, भारत के 300, 350, 400 कॉलेजेस में पढ़ाने जाता हूँ। जब यूथ से मिलता हूँ, दे वांट टू डू समथिंग विद देयर मदरलैंड। सर, जब आप 45-50 साल के होते हैं ना सर, और जब आप यूथ में अपना घर पैसे कमाने के लिए अपने माँ बाप को, पेरेंट्स को छोड़ के शहरों की तरफ जाते हैं, जब आप 50 साल के होते हैं, तब आपको पता लगता है कि हमसे क्या गलती हुई। तो मुझे लगता है कि आज का जो टाइम है, ये सबसे बड़ा टाइम है अपने गांव से, अपनी मिट्टी से, अपने रूट से जुड़ने का। तीसरा मेरा एक और मानना है सर, कि कोविड ने हमें सिखाया कि हम कितने सिंप्लिसिटी से रहें। हम अच्छा खाएंगे, अच्छा रहेंगे, अच्छे विचार होंगे, तो हम नेक्स्ट लेवल पे डेवलप कर पाएंगे। मैं डेफिनेटली मानता हूँ लाइफ में मनी इंपॉर्टेंट है, बट मुझे लगता है कि पैसे के साथ साथ आपकी अपनी हैप्पीनेस बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है। एंड मुझे लगता है कि वी ऑल चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट नीड टू कीप इन टू माइंड, think about it, and take ourselves to next level.
Thank you, sir, and very well said, sir.
Thank you, Ji. So I give it to my colleague, Madam Varsha Adhikari Ji, who is an extreme great professional. She has many verticals. She is an, मतलब now you can take it, और सैनी जी ने तो मैं तो वर्षा मैम के बारे में बोलता ही रहूंगा, because I am a great admirer of Madam and I see huge value out of her, and she is a great human being, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now I will introduce our next speaker, Varsha Adhikari ji. She is currently working as managing director of well-known company and has got over 18 years of experience in international trade, global strategy, business development, strategic planning, project finance, business data analytics, liaising with international bodies, financial and regulatory authorities. She is passionate about improving individual, group, and organizational effectiveness. I welcome Varsha Adhikari ji. Welcome, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Rakesh ji, for such kind words for my introduction. Just one second. Okay. So, you must be kind of little confused that being a managing director of a company, how I'm here to speak about professional and entrepreneurship opportunities in agriculture. So that's something which is driven out of my passion. And of course, I'm fortunate enough to be in company of Dr. Goenka as well. He himself is a passionate human being. He's doing great work. You have heard him. Of course, I don't have to tell more about it. But yeah, so just talking about myself, that I really have great passion on this agricultural sector. And I am a professional myself, and I have traveled through the ladder of professional positions. And then I'm right now into a business management managerial position, wherein I'm driving a business which is into textile primarily. But as I said, personal passion lies in agriculture. So I have made my solo travels to Uttarakhand, Uttaranchal, and those places wherein we say that okay, we need to know what about organic farming and all. So I've done that. I've explored myself that what actually happens, and I have been to the remotest of the place of India, where I see the reality, how farmers work, and how can we contribute as professionals. So basically, when I see that, I think there's so much to do. There's so much to do as professional, as Indian citizens as well. So just to start, like, when we see opportunities, so we say that anywhere we see challenges, I think opportunities also come from that same space. So if we have to understand the Indian agricultural space, where does it stand today? What are the challenges? If we have to kind of quote a few, what would be your answer? Can I have some response that what do you think Indian agriculture's topmost challenges are? I'll wait for a response for 30 seconds. So does anybody have any response here that what do you think is the major challenge of Indian agricultural sector today? Rakesh ji, what do you think? What do you see as challenge for Indian agriculture sector? I think आप जमीन से जुड़े हुए हैं काफी. What is your view on it?
मैम रेस्पॉन्स की तरफ से व्यूअर्स की तरफ से तो अभी कोई रेस्पॉन्स नहीं आया है, बट मेरे पर्सनल व्यूज में शेयर कर देता हूँ कि चैलेंजेस मेनली अभी जो हम देखते हैं वो काफी लेबर से रिलेटेड रहते हैं एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में, कि क्रॉप सीजन जब भी होता है तो उनको पास लेबर अवेलेबल नहीं होता, या फिर लेबर भी अवेलेबल होते तो वो काफी हाई कॉस्ट पे अवेलेबल होता है। तो मेजर चैलेंज उनके पास यही है। सेकंड जो चैलेंज आता है उनके वाटर रिसोर्सेज का आता है कि काफी बार होता है कि हैवी रेन हो गई तो ज्यादा पानी की वजह से फसल खराब हो रही है, कब रेन नहीं हुई तो कम पानी की वजह से फसल खराब हो रही है। ये जो मेजर एरियाज हैं मैम मेरे नजर में जो चैलेंज है एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में।
I think like
अभी रेस्पॉन्स आ रहे हैं भी लेबर सिक्योरिटी, मैन पावर, like that.
Right. So I
uneducated
can,
and
labor scarcity है, uneducated and diverse. Okay, agricultural marketing. Okay. So अगर आप broadly देखा जाए, if you have to kind of categorize these challenges, this would fall into lack of mechanization or automation. Labor की scarcity है, तो skill building, capacity building है हमारी issue. इसमें uneducated आ रहा है. So uneducated से ज़्यादा मैं कहूँगी कि skill set की कमी. Because education can take you to a level, but skill set is a different thing, and education is a different thing. So here, what we are talking for being able to become a real good farmer, I think your attitude and skill would define you better. And then we can talk of the infrastructural inadequacy. For example, the storage facility, the credit facility itself, and then the transportation, and you rightly said about the weather forecast and all, that how dependent we are in weather. So how can technology be used in all these things? So we understand the challenge, right? And we understand the importance as well. Let's say we know that ours is an agricultural economy, but we those who are sitting or we are living in cities, do we realize that the basic component of our life, that is food, where does it come from? Like normally if you ask a child today in the city, they would normally say that the food comes from the supermarket, or sometimes Swiggy delivers it, but then this is the biggest information gap and the biggest reality gap we have today, that the next generation or the youngest of us don't even realize what role farmers play, what role agriculture have in our life. So we are saying that the basic things of basic necessity of ours comes from a sector which lacks a lot of professionals coming and creating a good ecosystem there. So that's where our responsibility starts. Now, what do we do about it? We understand that there are challenges, and that challenges have created opportunities. Now, what to do with the opportunities? How do we, make a structured way of approaching and solving the challenge? As a professional, how can I do it? Now, if you look at the challenges, so you will find the professional assistance or help you may be able to provide into it. Now, what are the professional things? So we can take one by one. Let's say, so when we talk about agriculture, one is about lack of mechanization. Now, when it comes to lack of mechanization and lack of adequate facilities for them, how can we provide? So maybe we can help create those infrastructure, those companies, those agri-tech companies, I would say. And there are many schemes which government have to promote something called, I don't know how many of us would have heard of CHC, which is a custom hiring center, which promotes automation in agriculture. Now, how do we set it up? Can we encourage? There are a lot of possibilities we can do to encourage setting up these CHCs, setting up some automation centers, and we can create a network of these centers with our capabilities, with our ability to reach out to the remotest of the places in India. So that's one part of it. Now, what does mechanization mean? It covers everything. Drone definitely is included. So modernization, I call a society modern when it helps the poorest of or somebody who's in the lowest level of the pyramid. So if modernization and technology cannot help them, cannot bring out the efficiency, it lacks that utility then. So a drone definitely is one of the modernization, the indicator of modernization. There's good kind of equipment which is for seeding, for harvesting, for plowing. So beyond tractor, there are a lot of equipments which have come in. Now, how to promote that? How to bring that awareness? The second thing is a buzzword. We have been hearing about sustainability all across, in every field. Like wherever we work today, we talk about, we just hear about sustainability and how we can help make the earth sustainable, our living sustainable, our practices sustainable, right? So what are the sustainable practices in agriculture? I think one of the most underrated subject, which is least spoken about, is sustainability in agriculture, because industries, civilization, we are talking of cities, industries, the pollution that the industry causes, which is like abundantly spoken about. But when we talk of agriculture, then we don't see that happening, because it looks so organic. It seems that, okay, what can go wrong with that? But the worst of the things are happening in this field. For example, the leaching of soil, like the fertilizers, which are being used without even caring about its content, what kind of nitrogen content it has. Does the soil really needs that much of chemicals? It's something, which we have been doing blindfoldedly. And this have a very, very big impact in the future. Now, why I'm talking this subject here? Because being a professional, we are educated beings. Unless we understand this, I don't think, somebody said, used the word uneducated. Yes, so how would an uneducated would understand this concept that we are harming the future of productivity, the yield, the food cycle itself, by overusing fertilizers, by overusing chemicals in agriculture. And this is going to impact in next 20 years, right? I don't know, like if you have, some of you must have heard Sadhguru, he's a well-known a wise man here in India. So he is driving a campaign called Save the Soil campaign. Now, if you understand what is it about, you will also realize that we are also, somewhere responsible for this. That soil's content, the organic content, have like depleted like anything, and it won't be productive if at all we don't realize this early. So how do we help it? By bringing awareness, by setting up sustainable business practices, and awareness centers for farmers, and government is promoting such practices. Government has so many schemes to develop this organic inputs. They are definitely encouraging the use of organic agri inputs, the pesticides, the organic fertilizers, and everything. So creating those centers of awareness. So most importantly, when we say entrepreneurship or professional, it is driven by a material goal. Let's say we want to earn out of it. We want to kind of reach a kind of material target, which definitely is a must to really support a good lifestyle. So how do we do it? So it's not that agriculture doesn't provide you the kind of materialistic goal you look at, because right now agriculture is going through, I would say, a big change, big revolution, wherein the automation, the technology is playing a big part. And I believe being a professional fraternity of CA, and we are so technology savvy, I think it's an apt time to bring in our professional efficiencies and our knowledge base and our network to creating such businesses which are important to support farmers. For maybe it is making them understand how to run agriculture as a business, because we don't see farmers as entrepreneurs, and I'm not sure why. They are running their own business in a way, but they don't understand the business jargons. They don't understand how to market it, how to position themselves as a businessman, because they are content with what they grow and what they sell. They are not worried about the strategies and vision, mission statements, and nothing of that. Their families are fed well. Their kids, they go to school. That is good enough for them. But when our professional aptitude and our knowledge meets them, I think we create a great social and sustainable business model for these farmers. And this has happened. The startup ecosystem is working towards it. A lot of youth have come forward to promote this idea, wherein एक बहुत ही बड़ी सच्चाई है कि आज किसान का बेटा किसान नहीं बनना चाहता, किसान की बेटी भी खेती में नहीं जाना चाहती, और वो क्यों? Why is that? And यहाँ पे अर्बन पॉपुलेशन, कई लोग ड्रीम देखते हैं कि शायद मेरा कभी कोई फार्म होगा और मैं कुछ खेती करूंगा. That is the great divide today. So filling up this gap is something which we can look in, and there are a lot of professional and business model which evolve in this space. So mostly in agri-tech and agri-marketing I'm talking about. So when you help farmers to set up a channel between their produce and the market and the marketing, and we all know that when you just sell the produce as is, then hardly the farmer earns. But if there is a small value add to it, then the profit part, the margins immensely increases. So that's where the contribution lies, that how do you value add to the produce, and straight away farm to fork is the concept which is coming in. So how to create that channel wherein something which is produced in farm and which goes to the consumer, the whole channel is taken care of. So these are some of the concepts which can be evolved into professional or business models. And I would like to specifically talk about something which already exists in government schemes. I spoke about CHC, which is a custom hiring center. You can look about and you see how it can contribute to improvise the automation in the farming. And then there are various centers which, let's say, which provide knowledge about, let's say we talk about weather, about rains, let's say monsoon. So how can we, how do I say, like, okay, cover the risk which is associated with uncertainty. A lot of things which one is insurance, like this is one product which is least talked about and not yet used so well. But yeah, insurance product, financing, agri-credit facilities. There are so many schemes. NABARD and such nodal agencies are driving, and they are actually helping the farmers. It's not something which just exists in paper. It's actually being dispersed, and farmers are getting benefit. Only thing is, because they are not very comfortable with documentation, most of them don't come forward. So here is our opportunity to becoming the link between the agri credit facilities which are available to this micro entrepreneurs whom we call farmers, right? And then we have a lot of technology driven companies who wants to associate with farmer organizations, let's say agri-tech. And this is becoming a very, very great model because the farmer lacks, as I said, the marketing capability. And so the link between the farmers and the actual, the selling stations becomes very important. So creating the whole model for agri-tech companies, becoming a consultant for them, advisors for them to set up the right kind of channel, and establishing the right kind of pricing models is something which can also be looked in. There are a lot of FDIs coming into this sector. So a lot of funds which are coming to this sector. So this is also a great opportunity for chartered accountants professionals here. Then, yeah. So I think I covered a few of the sectors where the opportunity exists. Do we have any questions at this moment, or I'll just conclude in 5 minutes anyways?
One of our member is asking to explain the funding of FPO.
Yes. Okay, I think Dr. Goenka did mention about the Agri Infrastructure Fund, and also I think for FPO, there's no separate or that is available, but a lot of subsidies are available to FPO and to CHCs, right? So it's worth going through the policies and procedural documents. Each state have their own guidelines about the subsidy which is available, and the subsidy for farm implements. It covers drone, it covers tractors, it covers seeders, harvesters. A lot of farm equipments get covered, and they can avail subsidy as well as the interest subvention in buying these equipments.
How can make agriculture sector globally?
How can you make agriculture sector global?
Right, global.
How can make, okay. So agriculture sector is global, I would say. It's already is. There are a lot of international trade opportunities which are there. And I have been fortunate to be a part of discussions in Gujarat government's initiative. So, and, it's a very proactive step, which each state must be taking, but I can talk about what I have been looking at from the close corners. So, let's say oil seed, with the COVID coming in, with the China issue which happened, and a lot of things got derailed, and the international business got impacted. Now that gave us an opportunity to look at the situation, that how much dependent we are in other countries, on other countries, and how far we can support the deficit of other countries. There were like big opportunities which came in, export opportunities, and India have gone into in tapping those opportunities. And Gujarat, we are building, we are building excellent practices in agriculture, especially in oilseed, because we have seen oilseed, refined oil deficits recently, because there was some import ban on some import issue from Malaysia's side. So we have seen that those kind of situation, right? And if you see, if the agricultural sector is supported well, I think Indian agriculture definitely can prove big time in a global sector, because we have so many people engaged in it. The only issue is increasing the productivity, right? It is about increasing the yield, productivity, and the quality of the produce we have, and taking it to the right kind of market. Farmers cannot do all by themselves. They need professional help to reach out to the right markets. Or as we have seen, we have seen how difficult life they live. We have seen the news of suicides and various other grave news, serious news. But that situation will never come in case we could develop a really good international market as well for our agricultural produce. And yeah, a lot of work needs to be done, but I would state it simply that agriculture sector is a global sector. Yes. Can I see other questions?
Another question is, Save Soil movement must be promoted in a small part of India. As a professional, we can be part of making aware people in a small part of the country.
It's a very, I think I'm so happy to hear that we are talking of something voluntary, right? We always look for opportunity for winning some good transactions, for getting into good deals, good advisory, making good money. But yeah, so this is something which is that we are talking of doing something on voluntary basis, that let's be a part of making India aware. And I'm so happy to hear about that. Yes, you can always join this, and I think government is doing its bit. By promoting, 100% organic farming is 100% organic farming is definitely not the solution. We have seen Sri Lanka's situation, but a right kind of balance wherein the organic content of soil is let to get, kind of renewed. It's something which definitely we can do, and we can adopt small villages, small parts of India. We do that as a part of, our voluntary some missions which we drive in our personal capacities. We do that. We reach out to people and make them aware. And as Dr. Goenka was mentioning, see, urea, the normal urea, as I said, it's not, it's not one cut fit all. It is not all crops require that kind of urea. So let's, the educated of us who understand the scientific, logical approach of understanding a product, like we read content of anything we consume. I hope we do, but I'm assuming that all of us do read what we are consuming. But I think farmers do not have that ability. Many times they just go and say that कि ये चल रहा है, ये यही चलता है, मैं अपने खेत में भी यही डालूंगा. But I think that awareness, that knowledge is something we can definitely hide in our own capacities. as rightly mentioned,
Right.
we can be a part of making aware these farmers in the small parts, like adopting a village, adopting just a small kasbah or something. It's a very good drive. Is there any scheme where educators get funds for bringing about agriculture practice among others? Well, I'm not aware of it, if at all there is, but I'll try and find and maybe circulate when I do have such information. But it's a very good thing. I think I would also recommend this to government, that let's put some fund to bring awareness and associate professionals to do this work, and they are encouraged and incentivized for doing that as well. Then I think sustainability reporting in ESG in producer companies and agri-processing companies, agriculture exchange, agriculture environment accounting. Is this an information, or somebody wants to know anything about it? Not sure, but let me know what is it about. But yeah, if you're a producer company or an agriculture, so ESG compliance, sustainability reporting does make you disclose your practices. And yeah, environment accounting is something, yeah, it's an important, I'm not the right person to talk about it, so I would not get you into it, but yeah, it does have a good perspective. How to apply for equity grant and credit guarantee fund scheme for FPO. Equity grant, as in equity infusion, because FPO is more like a cluster or society of farmers. I'm not sure. Credit guarantee fund scheme. So basically, when we speak of the interest subvention, I think this is quite like credit guarantee fund scheme, and this is equivalent to that. And this is available to FPOs and farmers. Can you please share your personal experience of acting as consultant to price modeling and establishing the channel? I'm sorry, I'm not a consultant for price modeling and establishing the channel, but I work closely with startups. I work closely with agri-tech startups, and I have seen models being built up around pricing, because pricing is decided on timing, So when do you, like sugarcane, if I have to talk about, then if you cut sugarcane at a particular time of maturity, it has the best sugar content. And that's where the pricing gets decided, that how much sugar content is there in the sugarcane. So it is, if the harvesting is done at the right time, and those harvests can be taken to the right buyers at that time, I think that's how you maximize the earnings for the farmer. And that's where the channel, that's where the agri-tech comes into play, that there are technology which is being used, which helps you, sensors are used, artificial run data analysis is done, and you understand the right age of sugarcane to be cut. And that's how you decide when to cut, and you already have a buyer, like a kind of auto information runs through the number of buyers who are there in the agricultural produce processing industry. They get an intimation that the sugarcane are mature enough to be harvested, how much you need. And they put in their demand, and the sugarcane is harvested and taken right to the processing units. That is really happening, right? So I think there are no more questions. Okay, so I'll just wrap my talk. I would quote that, best form of faith which you see around is when a farmer sows a seed in its farm. So that's the best form of faith and trust. He trusts that the seeds, it will grow into crop and bring livelihood to him. And that's what the learning from the farmer to all of us here present as professionals. That's the trust we have to put in the farmers of our country. Thank you.
Thank you, Varsha ma'am. What a wonderful deliberation from your end. I hope all our members who have joined this VCM are highly benefited from your deliberation. I again thank you from my behalf and also from CP Committee of ICI. Thank you, Varsha ma'am.
This is all from our side, sir.
Is VP Mohinty sir joining or not?
Sir, he's just joining. Wait for 2 minutes, please.
Okay. Good evening, Mohanty sir.
Yeah, very good evening.
I will introduce Dr. BP Mohanty sir. He is Assistant Director General, ICAR. He studied biochemistry from the Indian Veterinary Research Institute. After serving as a faculty in OUT Bhubaneswar, he joined the Agriculture Research Service (ICAR) and served as scientist, senior scientist, principal scientist, and head of division Fishery, Resource and Environmental Management at SIFRI, Barakpur. He has published more than 100 research papers in journals of national and international repute and has 3 books, 10 research bulletins, 2 data bank, and 1 mobile app. I welcome Dr. BP Mohanty sir for his deliberation. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you are audible, sir.
A very good evening to all of you on behalf of the Indian Council of Agriculture Research. I convey my greetings and warm wishes to all of you. So the organizers of the program, Hansraj Chugh ji, C. Rakesh Saini ji, Rajkumar ji, Dr. Shankar Goenka, Ms. Barsha Adhikari, and all the organizers and everybody listening to the program. I welcome you to all this session. And actually, I am attending another program in the Ministry for some inauguration. That's why I rushed and got delayed for the thing. So beg excuse for that. So my talk, I will be focusing on professional and entrepreneurship opportunities in fishery sector. I just briefly say about the organization. We are part of the ICR. We are the Fishery Science Division. We have 8 different divisions: animal science, agriculture, education, plant science, like that. So our vision is Fish for All Forever. And our mission is sustainable growth of Indian fisheries and aquaculture by interfacing research, education, and extension, resulting in a proper fit between the human needs and habitat with an important role in global fisheries. So whereas this is part of the extension where I'm trying to reach you, so to propagate the message so that many of you can join us as entrepreneurship and boost the production in the country. So the mandates are formulate and supervise council's policies and work pertaining to fisheries research, to coordinate and stimulate operational research programs and demonstration in different fishery systems. Next is to serve as knowledge repository and clearinghouse in fisheries sector. Before coming to the entrepreneurship aspect, first I want to show you as humans how fish is important for us, how food is important for us. So the Hippocrates, who is a Greek physician and he is regarded as the father of modern medicine, he said, "Let food be thy medicine." Means our food is our medicine. If you are taking quality and right quantity of food and eat with all nutrients, balanced quantity, that is carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids or oils, vitamins and minerals, and good quality, plenty of good quality water. So that is our medicine, and we remain healthy. So many of you have seen when the COVID vaccine was not there also, we survived. Many of us survived. There is no problem because our immunity, our immune system saved us. These immunoglobulins, they are also proteins, they are produced in the body and they protected us. So if we are taking, and earlier days you are seeing that our forefathers, our parents, they are healthy and they did not need a lot of medication, but they are healthy because they are taking proper food. So food is very important. In that context, so food security is necessary. Food security has different dimensions like food availability, economic and physical access to food, food utilization, and stability over time. So in short, we can say food should be available and individuals should have the ability to access it. That means sufficient should be there. These days, malnutrition is a big problem. So malnutrition can be undernutrition where there is no food, lack of food or improper food. Overnutrition, obesity is a big problem. Then micronutrient deficiency. These are the issues. And if it is a chronic undernourishment, we say it is hunger. So hunger and malnutrition are global issues, including parts of India also it is there. So I will be coming to gradually why fish is important, then I'll come to entrepreneurship aspects. If you look at the hunger and malnutrition, there are three important dimensions. One is the protein hunger. You know that we take proteins, fish, egg, meat, and all these things. Protein is so vital for us. And immunoglobulins or antibodies that is protecting us, they are also proteins in nature. Then calorie, energy. If you have not taken a lunch or you are suffering from fever, there is no energy. Calorie is lacking. So similarly, because of insufficient or improper food, that calorie deficiency is a problem. That is one form of hunger. And the another important, it is called hidden hunger. Means you cannot really realize it. That is micronutrient deficiency. These vitamins and minerals, they are required in very, very small quantity. But unless that is there in the diet, then you cannot have your metabolism, digestion, and every system, protein synthesis and replication, all these things will be affected. So micronutrient deficiency, that is something also very important. That is called hidden hunger. So I am talking all these things, then what are the food which can provide us? So in this context, now I am coming to fish. Why fish is important? Why you are giving so much of stress on food? Globally, fishery is one of the fastest growing food production sectors. That's why there is a scope for, and there is a great demand. That's why there is entrepreneurship. So before coming to that, I'm going to discussing this. Fish is a superfood. You just take fish and rice. Like in you say UK, other places you say they take fish and chips. Chips means potato chips. Fish is fish is providing you fish protein. Any fish you take, there is protein, there is oil, there is micronutrients. So you are getting everything from fish, and you take potato chips, you are getting. In our case also, if you take fish and rice or chapati and rice, fish and chapati, then or fish and rice, you are getting all the nutrients. So it is called a superfood, and there is big demand for it. So as I said, fish is a rich source of quality animal proteins. That means the ratio of the essential to non-essential amino acid is high. Similarly, it is small fishes, very small fishes we see, they are really micronutrient rich, full of minerals and vitamins. While a big fish may have 0.5%, a small fish, they have up to 5% micronutrients, vitamins and minerals. And as you know, marine fishes especially, then hilsa, then other fishes, the cold water fishes, they are rich in omega-3 pufas. Omega-3 pufa, you know, EPA and DHA that are so important. DHA is important for the brain to make you brainy and several other things. EPA is good for the heart. So they are heart friendly and brain friendly. You know that Junior Horlicks, DHA is added to it so that memory can be increased. But if you are directly getting it from fish, so there is no need for going for such things. Similarly, there, as I said, that fish is a source of all nutrients except carbohydrates. That's why you are taking carbohydrate and fish, you are getting everything. Another important thing why fish is important, I should say, availability. In India, we are a vast country. We have all type of water bodies, means fresh water. We have cold water in the mountains and hills. We have brackish water, and we have marine water. Plenty of all the habitats we have, aquatic habitat. So where there is water, there is fish. So fishes are plenty available, and they are affordable also in comparison to other sources of animal proteins. If you see beef, pork, chicken, mutton, you compare, they have fixed price, 500 rupees, 600 rupees. Say chicken 200 rupees like that. But in case of fish, it's starting from 50 to 60 rupees per kg. You can have 2000 rupees per kg hilsa. So this is means flexible. So a common man can afford to have a 1 kg of fish, paying and with good quality protein, paying only 60 or 70 rupees. Where he may not be going for annual other sources like this chicken and mutton and other things. So fish for common person, fish is affordable. So it is available and affordable. That's why there is a big demand in the country. Then when I talk of fish from entrepreneurship point of view, if you can see, it is, we say food fishes, the majority of fish we are eating, that is for our health, physical health. Then the other fish, see, ornamental fish and aquarium fishes, they are so good for our mental health. Life is full of stress and tension these days. And if you have a small aquarium, or if you are visiting some office or railway station, airport, you are seeing some fishes in the aquarium, and you see one, forget all your stress is gone. And that is, it is true. Then another is sports or recreational fisheries. and these two are important for the mental health, and food fishes for physical health. So that's why fish is for health, it is for your wealth, it is for your livelihood. Livelihood means you employ several people. If you are going for farming or entrepreneurship, you are giving employment to so many people. Fishermen, common men, they are all dependent on this profession for their livelihood and maintaining family. And fish is important for also recreation, as I mentioned. Then where Indian fishery stands. Fisheries and aquaculture are an important source of food, nutrition, and livelihood, I mentioned, contributing 1.24% to Indian gross GVA and 7.28% to the agricultural GVA. Average annual growth, it is one of the fastest and steady. It is 10.88% annual growth. Our current fish production stands at say 13.76 million metric ton. We are actually the globally third largest global fish producer. And in the aquaculture production, we are the second. Prawn or shrimp production, we are the first in the world. And if you see China and India, if you compare, China is almost 6 times higher production than us. And we are going to be, there is prediction, we may supersede China population-wise in another few years. So under that scenario, our production also should go up. Besides all this, this fishery sector provides livelihood to about 16 million fishers and fish farmers, and almost twice along the value chain. Value chain means there are many other sectors. I am not coming to the resources available, but we have vast coastline, exclusive economic zone, continental shelf, rivers and canals, reservoirs, ponds, tanks, all the brackish water, saline and these saline affected areas like your Haryana and all these areas you are seeing steam farming. So it is being done. So we have vast resources. We have to tap the potential. And to help you, those who are interested to serve this sector, we have different institutes in the cold water sector. We have in Bhimtal Institute, we have in Lucknow, Calcutta, Sipri Barakpur, in Bhubaneswar Freshwater Aquaculture Institute, Sibai is Brackish Water Institute. Then we have Cochin Marine Fishery Research Institute. Then fishery technology, making different type of products, medicinal product and other things from fish, and making it ready to eat fish also from fish. How to make it, that this Cochin Institute is doing. Then we have CPA Bombay Fisheries Education. It is the National Fisheries University. And across the country, besides these 8 institutes, under these institutes, we have 33 research centers through which you are catering to the fishery sector in the country. And all of us will get, I'm not coming to the objectives, all you know, I have already discussed these things. So, what are the sectors where the scope I am telling you first, then we'll come to entrepreneurship. You see, breeding and seed production. We have found that breeding and conventional days are gone. So now we are not depending on natural seed production, we are induced breeding the fish. We have this for 60 species of fish and shellfish. We have this breeding and seed production technology available. Similarly, in commercial level, out of the 60, about 30 are being cultivated. Then major carbs, we are a carb country, and we are majorly depending on the rohu, katla, mrigal, major carbs. Say 75 to 80% of the aquaculture production is from this. And I will be coming later. We have a joint rohu. We have a genetically improved version from collecting from different rivers and selective breeding. We have developed. It is in the 12th generation. It is giving more than 60% more growth as compared to parents. Then, so far as the ornamental fish is concerned, we have more than 40 species for which breeding technology is available. So we are seeing these species. Similarly, for these are for diversification, means from the rohu, katla, mrigal, from the major carbs to diversify into catfish and other different fish, high value fish. We have the breeding technologies available, and these are the fishes available. Similarly, for the brackish water means that is connecting the estuaries, connecting the sea and the rivers. So that is brackish water zone. So these are the species available for that, and they are in great demand. We have technology available for that. Similarly, for the marine sector, we are going for this sea farming. We are doing this cage culture, and we have the different species available, and technology is also available for that. So I'm not coming to the another thing, non-conventional system I am to say. Now this sewage-fed fish culture. Those who are from Calcutta and knowing that East Calcutta wetland is one system where actually in fisheries, feed production, feed cost is very high. But this is a East Calcutta wetland. It is a sewage-fed fishery system. Sewage means the sewage coming from the municipality and the corporation sewage. that is being fed to that system. Fed means it is diluted and there is a system for it, and it is existing for 7-8 decades or more, and it is not harmful. We are periodically examining heavy metal content, toxicity, other problems, and that is lucrative fisheries because no feed is added to the system. Only the sewage is diluted and checked, restricted quantities allowed to mix, so that the fish are getting sufficient nutrient from that, and they are growing, and it is a lucrative fishery, and it is good for health also. There is no food safety issues involved. Similarly, integrated fish farming system, several species cultivating together. Another is cage farming, cage and pen culture. Cage farming in the sea also we are doing, and in the reservoirs. We have large number of reservoirs, and there we say it is sleeping giants. That is a sector also you can lease, and in a public-private partnership mode, this can be taken on lease and you can develop. If trains can be privatized and other things can be. Similarly, fishery, several reservoirs, several states are there. In a public-private partnership mode, the Government of India National Fishery Development Board, then state fisheries, and ICR can provide you the technological backup. So it can be also taken up in a big way to boost production, and it will also provide you profit, and you will be successful entrepreneurs. I'm not coming to details of this. Again, brackish water, aquaculture, and mariculture. Mariculture in the marine system. You are seeing the cage culture, all these things have been done. Now it is coming up commercially, and these are feasible things. With this backdrop, I am coming to the professional and entrepreneurship options. If you are seeing that the fish breeding and culture, hatcheries are across the country, but they are not enough. Our need is very high, but we do not have enough of hatcheries. If somebody is thinking of entrepreneurship in hatcheries, or fish farmers producer organization which government is propagating in a big way and supporting in a big way, so one can get government funding, and they will be coming little later, the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. So 2020 it has been launched, and it is up to 2024-25. Lot of expectations are there. 20,050 crores fund, it has been marked for that, and it is a big scheme, never before for fishery sector, because it has a promise. So much of big amount has been planned for this. So if one can think of suppose you are taking in a public-private partnership mode, or maybe contract farming mode, and go for some hatcheries across the country, a network of hatcheries across the country, depending upon the seed need for the seed, quality seed, one can make it can be a huge enterprise. Many people have not thought of this thing, but there is a huge scope. Institutes, we have built up technologies, breeding, seed production technologies there. Private hatcheries are doing. If somebody is from Calcutta region, you know that Naihati and those region, lot of hatcheries are there, and they are doing it. And you can do handholding with them, with partner with them, or contract farming type of thing, so that across the country you can have a network of hatcheries, and really you can support the country and make a good business from it also. Similarly, pen culture in lakes. So many of the Assam, Orissa, and many other places in the lakes, you see cage farming is pen culture is going on, and this can be also taken up in a big way, in a commercial manner and a large scale. Actually, farmers are doing, and small farmers are doing, medium farmers are doing, but it can be go like in Andhra, people are fishermen are really, they venture to go into big way, go in a big way, and try to, and they are really feeding the country. So like that, this is one sector also, entrepreneurship is possible, and for this, and I will be coming to Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. There are funding, there is schemes, and specific lot of incentives, and one can go into it. Another thing is cage culture in reservoirs. This is marine cage, this is freshwater reservoirs. 1% of the reservoir area can be covered with the cages. So we have first reservoirs. It is we have the technology. We are giving demonstration in many states. But entrepreneurship mode, if people enter into this sector, they can make huge profit from it, and the country can have a boost of the production, and we can meet our own demand, because we are the biggest market in the world. So we can cater to our population. That is what is very important. So there is huge scope in this also. Coming to the freshwater pearl culture, China, these are established industries. In Bhubaneswar, Central Institute of Freshwater Aquaculture, there is a unit. We are training. We have software, online training also available. And if you remember, Pradhan Mantri, one of his Mann Ki Baat program, he was also mentioning how people are getting trained from Sifa and Rajasthan and other places. They are trying to successfully do this thing adventure. And this is one sector actually, if the entrepreneurship is coming up, some few people are entering into this sector, it can come in a big way because we are getting it from other countries and we can produce. And you see like statues and images you put, and accordingly in this shape, you can have the pulse grown. So there is a huge scope for this. And Central Institute of Freshwater Aquaculture, it is providing physical training, online training. There are a lot of study material, modules are also available. So it is something good to be taken up in the entrepreneurship scale. Module farming, they have great demand in the Western countries, and in our marine system, Kerala, you see that farming is done successfully, but it is not spreading in a big way. It should come up, and we do not have really big players in these sectors. That's why mainly whatever production is there, even though we are the second aquaculture has production we are doing, but China is making 6 times more than us. We are not going in the way we should come for the production. So these are the sectors actually we need this entrepreneurship, and there is huge scope for this. Similarly, the same thing is true for the oyster farming sector. Coming to ornamental fisheries, I said that is for mental health. The aquarium fisheries, it is such a big business, and it can provide employment, women empowerment, because many times livelihood issue, women they go for it, and it can go also in commercial way, brings a lot of foreign exchange. Globally, Singapore is the top, 11 to 12% of the global need. Singapore is, Spain is there, even Sri Lanka is there. We have production, but it is not so huge. We have a huge scope. There is a huge demand for our species actually. And I will be telling you that we have the species, indigenous species, some species are there, which are in big demand, but there are very high value ornamental fishes also. I do not know how many of you will be knowing, and you will be wondering when I show that slide, how much it can cost. So these are the indigenous ornamental fish, goldfish, and all others. We have, I told you in the beginning, we have more than 40 species, breeding and culture technology established. Actually, what is happening in some institutes, we are providing training to people. People are doing and producing, and this Galiv Street in Calcutta, it is a major market for that. It is going, being sent abroad. It is exported. But the scale is low. We have to upscale it actually. Scaling up is required in this sector. So if big entrepreneurs are coming, I can say you can think of ways like suppose we have ornamental fish corridor starting from Vizag to Bhubaneswar, Calcutta, and the northeast of India. It can be a corridor where we can go in a public-private partnership mode, say Government of India funding support, Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sambhad Yojana and such programs, and then NFDB, then the state fishery departments or these our ICR institutes, we can provide takeoff, and it can be done. So the entrepreneur will be getting and support and funding will be from the government also, it can be there. Technical support the ICR will be providing. It is huge business. Similarly, if it is a means in a big way, eastern corridor, we can have a ornamental fish corridor for the freshwater. And similarly, Vizag to the south, we can have a marine fish ornamental fish corridor. There is a huge scope and it is big business, but because big players are not there, it is not coming up in the way it should come. So this is about the indigenous ornamental fishes. We have varieties of fishes in the northeast and then eastern Ghats, western Ghats. Similarly, I am coming to the other, there is one arowana, platinum arowana. So a pair cost $, you see, 4 lakh. And I have given you a list of these fishes. They can grow up to the size of 4.9 feet when they grow actually, and the lifespan is so long. I have given a few species only, and I have shown this is arowana. And you see what is the price. You will really see it wonder. If it is so, yes, it is so. Polka dot stingray. So you see the price. A pair of fish, they cost how much? And if we are going in a really in entrepreneurship manner, and we want to really come up in a big business, we can also have these things. We can culture and we can export in a big way. And we have a vast country because we have all type of situations, water bodies available. Freshwater, marine, cold water, brackish water, all varieties of aquatic habitats are available. In no other country such things are there. However, we have not come in Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sambhad Yojana also, government has a huge scope and they are trying to promote it, but we need entrepreneurs to come up. Then you see the value-added products. like cold chain and capacity for to small farmers, taking the produce and producing fish pickles, kurkure, dry fish, in a retort pouch. Fish is being packeted, it is being marketed to Gulf country and abroad also. So there are several products, tinned products, and this is a huge market, processed fish products. We have Ministry of Food Processing Industry also, they are trying to promote. But people who are making it, they are making, but big players should enter so that it is a huge brand, and like our basmati rice and other things, we are supplying abroad and making crores of rupees exporting and making big earning, forex earning. Similarly, these are sectors also, they need actually big players to take up. Another thing is, I will say, aqua tourism. Sports fisheries and aqua tourism, you see, I need not show these things, you understand, and angling and making a tourist resort where you have all these facilities. This is something big. India has huge scope, but we have not gone for this. Again, it needs entrepreneurship. People who can really, people who have money, people, and they have also brain put together, and the entrepreneurship skills, like CA, chartered accountants, like management people who are really into business. We hear a lot of IIM people, they come up and take up even vegetable vending, they start and make crores. They may convert into business. In fact, one should have the skill, one should have the brain to make it, to convert it into big business. As scientists, we make the technology, we produce. We really will never bother for the money or how to make scale the production. We do not understand that. We develop the technology. But then our entrepreneur friends should come, and who can invest the money, or money they can get from the government sector or maybe bank or whatever. And they should have the ability how to upscale it, how to manage it and make it big, multiply. By that you are producing, it is a food product. If only there is money or there is no food, then what you are going to eat? So you are making a product which is necessary for the country. The country itself, it is a huge market for all such things. We need not send all our prawns. In our country also we have people different earning category, low, medium, large, very high earning. So all the market is there in our country. And if we can make best use of it, and the country will be prospering, we will be making good business. And just I have to touch up this because it is important for you. Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampad Yojana, it is something very important. You see that it started in the Blue Revolution, making it is going to make it. Intends to address critical gaps in fish production productivity, like quality, technology, post-harvest infrastructure. 20% of the post-harvest, whatever we are producing, 20 to 25 earlier, 5 years back, it is 20 to 30% loss. After harvesting, we do not have storage or processing. Somewhere it was lost, and it is a big loss. Now it is at 20%. So it is planned to bring it down further to say 10% in the next 5 years. And if in fact, if you are going to by 2030, the sustainable development goal, that is zero hunger, if you plan, then you have to bring out to zero. Whatever is produced, we have to make it different products. Value means in the value chain, different type of products, maybe medicinal products, maybe directly food, maybe processed food, so that everything is utilized. So it aims at enhancement of production productivity, infrastructure, post-harvest management, fisheries management, and regulatory framework. So the PMMSY, it aims at all these things. Total 20,050 crores estimated investment for this. But there is central share, state share, and beneficiary. Central share is 9407 crores, 4880 crores for the state share, and the beneficiary 5763. So it can mean actually for public-private partnership, this is a big thing, where you help will be provided by the different schemes or government. Technology will be provided from us, hand-holding from us free from the ICR, and the entrepreneur or the private player who comes to play. So it has been for all the states, union territory, next 5 years, 2021 to 24-25. And what are the objectives? Harnessing fisheries potential to sustainable, responsible, inclusive, and equitable manner. Enhancing production through expansion, intensification of culture, diversification of species, and productive utilization of land and water. Wherever it is possible, we have to go for it. Modernizing and strengthening of value chain. That is, post-harvest management and quality improvement is something very vital. Not only quantity, tons of production, but qualitative improvement and high-value species. Then doubling fishers and fish farmers' income and generation of employment. Enhancing contribution of agricultural GDP and exports. Social, physical, and economic security of the fisher and fish farmers, the common people, that is also important. Robust fisheries management and regulatory framework. so that our fishermen is not caught in the sea and entering another country. We should provide them all the facilities. So what are the things, major things targeted, so that provides you can see that what business means, how much profit one can make, because enhancement of production. So 13.42 to 22 million metric ton. It is this is what is targeted in the by 24-25. So national average of 5 tons per hectare. Sustainable average annual growth of 9% fish production, it has been targeted. Post harvest losses, as I said, from 25% to 10%. How to bring down? Enhancements of fish consumption in the country per capita, 12 kg per capita. Double export earning. By now it is about 49,000 crores, 49 crores, to bring it to 1 lakh crores by 24-25. Generation of 50 lakhs gainful employment. Encouragement of private investment and facilitation of growth of entrepreneurship in fishery sector. This is a specific goal because this is what is the most important requirement. If you want to scale and if we cannot supersede China, at least we should match China. It is 6 times more. We should close that gap. Then doubling of incomes of fish farmers. Then there is fund under the Government of India. There is NFDB. Fisheries and Aquaculture Infrastructure Development Fund is available. FIDF is available. Our fund already have said, you can see the details. Then before coming to this, just I want to say one thing. We have in the ICR last 10 years in a project we have studied. This is a database. You simply Google NutriFish here. You will get a free open access database. Click into it. You will find out there are different home objective. All these things are given, but at the end there is a knowledge base. You enter into knowledge base. You will be finding many things. Information is provided. If you are eating fish, which fish is containing how much protein, what are the amino acids present, what are the fatty acids, how much of omega-3 is present, which mineral is and which vitamin is present in which fish. All the details we have been studied. It is open access database. World Bank praised us like anything. That is excellent and visionary research. So they are trying to replicate in other places. The same thing also in a mobile app, NutriFish app. So for the fishermen and common men, actually we have developed. When you provide training to fishermen, we give them, because all have mobile smartphones. So this NutriFish app, it is a mobile application. They can click and enter. Once they enter into it, so that again they will be entering the NutriFish in database. So all information, which fish is in which dish in what. And in the knowledge base, actually, we have provided, like you click it, you will find one fish. Fish photo is there. What are the essential, how much protein, how much lipid, how much different content it contains. Then what are the amino acids in that particular fish? What are the fatty acids? How much of omega-3? How much of iron, zinc? Like that, all details, selenium, you can get from this. So try to make use of it. You can help us in promoting that also, and it is good for beneficiaries, planners. If you are planning for entrepreneurship, you know what are the high value species you should go for. Now coming to the sustainable development goals, as you are all aware of this. So fisheries sector, we are directly concerned with no poverty, that is goal 1. Zero hunger by 2030. Fisheries sector has to play a big role in this. Then, as I said, as a health food or superfood, good health and well-being, target goal number 3. Then coming to goal number 12, responsible consumption and production. Whatever we are producing, so for that we are sunlight is spent, water is spent, several money is spent. We are spending manpower. So if you reduce the loss and reuse things, like I will say a small example. We recently studied one breweries industries. We are producing these alcohol, other things. After that, whatever waste is going, it is adding to the waste, and it is a pollution is a big issue. We have taken that. We have seen that in fish feed that is actually energy nutrient rich. Up to 30%, we have studied on experiment we have published recently, and many people have also studied. Up to 30% that can be replaced in the fish feed, and that way we are recycling something is going to be wasted and adding to the pollution. You are bringing it to feed, so feed cost is also lowered. So that it is a responsible consumption and production, we can say. We are making biomass from a gold from the gutter, you can say. So we are making reuse of things. So that is one something in fishery sector. A lot of things like fish waste people are throwing. I am telling somebody is interested in pharmaceutical industry or entrepreneurship in that line. So if suppose a fish is containing rich quantity of oil, like hilsa and many other species, If that waste is going, that also contains a lot of oil. We have studied it actually. And if from that waste, fish waste, we are going to make omega-3 capsules and supply, it is good for the country also, and it will be available cheaply in the country. Instead of from Amoy and Vestige and many other things, you are instead of going for that directly, government can supply to the hospitals, and for the people it will also be available. So that is another way how post-harvest loss can be converted into profit. Then the other is life below water. Yesterday was World Ocean Day. You know, oceans are ultimate savior for us. It will be the source of water. Only technologically we should know how to desalinize and have water, drinking water. Ultimately, we will be getting from that. The way replenish this water is being reduced. And because wherever there is water, there is plankton, microscopic plants. Fish eat plankton. If you do not give any feed also in the oceans, they are growing because there is plankton. So fish for the as a source of nutrition, as a source of drinking water, ocean is so important. So that pollution, other things have to check. Then life on this 17, that is partnership for the goals. So these are the ones directly we are connected, and for others also it is important for us. So to end it, I want to show this is, you see, this is called Join the Rohu. Sometime back I said it is this 12th generation. And this rohu we have collected from different rivers, or rohu katlam regal, that rohu. We have taken from rivers, we have selective bred, and over 12th generation, we are finding it is giving 60% more growth as compared to the F1. So we are trying to propagate it across the country and make people best use of it. So the vision is finally fish for all, because to provide food and nutritional security, providing leadership in fisheries. We provide the leadership, technology development, and entrepreneurship. If you do, so you make the you lead the people. Pradhan Mantri Matsya targeted by 24-25. So beyond that, now we have the national fisheries policy. It is in final stages of which is targeting for all such things. It is in final stages. Entrepreneurship, it is something. It is very much essential at this stage. It will be leading to food safety, livelihood, and nutrition security. I want to repeat this goal number 2 again, zero hunger by 2030. It will be possible, and for that fishery sector is going to be a big player. And at the government, you all are aware of this thing. Government is planning up to for India 24/7. What should happen after 25 years from now? So that is 100 years of our independence. Now plannings are going. So if we look for a better world, better India by 24/7, then we have to think what should be, whether it is possible, what is possible by 2035. 2030, whether zero hunger is possible. If not 2030, it can be stretched by another 3-4 years, but it has to be done. Then 2024-25, whatever targets I set for the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Yojana, whether we are able to achieve, otherwise it may be stretched to another 2-3 years. So to have a better world at 24/7, we must have all these things, and this is the roadmap for that. And with all your support and your entrepreneurship skill, you can really transform the sector, because you are in accounts, you know money, how to multiply money, make good business, make profit. You be rich, country becomes richer. And for technology and other things, we are the people available. So I think, thank you very much for giving the time to cover these things. And it is important. That's why when I got our DDG, he's away. So I thought, no, there is something we must talk to the right kind of people for entrepreneurship. And you invited and gave me this much time. I'm really very much thankful to you. I think you have got the information. For anything, you can contact us, and we are there. We are in Delhi in the headquarters to help you, and our institutes across the country will help you in developing these things or any type of help. So thank you very much for the time and your attention.
Thank you, Dr. B.P. Mohanty sir, for enlightening us on the agriculture sector and for sharing our members for the area profile of interest. Sir, we have some questions from the viewers. Can we take?
Yeah, sure.
One of our member is asking sweetwater fish market versus seawater fish market.
Yeah, the market actually, we have a good market in the country itself, first to tell, because we have the people to consume. But many times marine fish like say crabs, prawns, other things which are high export earners, we export them. But we have the population to eat also. And freshwater, actually, most of the country, there is in the eastern part of the country, northeast and eastern and central part. So people prefer these carps. That is a freshwater fish, rohu, katla, mrigal. These are the preferred species actually. So it is a vast country, and distribution-wise, people get like cold water, hilly region. People prefer the trouts and such species. So if we are making really prawn and these are sector, we are the highest producer in that. If somebody is making for crab and some of the marine species as well as brackish water species, they have huge market also internationally. And nationally, always it is there because you are much below the production level. Freshwater fishes, there is a great demand. Andhra is actually making the country survive. The entire northeast and all people, they are so much dependent because it is being produced and being sent there. So across the country, if we have some hatcheries and production systems, so I think I have answered the question. Yeah.
Okay. So next question is, how is the future of Vaname shrimp export?
Yeah, prawn is something very important in Vietnam also. Some of the monodon and other things also we are going for selective breeding programs for that. Vietnam it is a good future, but for the other prawns also we are taking, like I said, for Jayanti rohu, we are also going for selective breeding programs depending upon the need because we should come with also alternatives for these things, and that is something we are trying to improvement, genetic improvement also. We are attempting for all those things.
So next question is, when we want to seek technological assistance from ICAR for a client, for example, increasing fishery production, what is the process to seek such assistance?
Simply, you can write to ICAR. We are sitting here. You can write, and we actually try to get you link directly to our institute. I showed that we have 33 the regional centers. We have 8 institutes. Depending upon the type of help necessary for you, if it is freshwater, we have in SIFA Bhubaneswar Central Institute of Freshwater Aquaculture. Suppose you are going for brackish water species, we have in Chennai. Marine Fishery Research Institute, if you are interested, we have one Cochin. Like that, with cold water species, we try to link with Bhimtal. So we try to link to the people where you can go directly for interest for training. Also, you can send you handholding support can be provided. We will make you reach the right kind of persons. So and try to provide a handholding. But you can write to us, and we will facilitate those things. Or also you can directly contact the institute's website. It is available. But if you need our help, we will try to facilitate.
Thank you, sir. We have no more question. Once again, thank you, BT, sir, for such a wonderful delivery.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
Akash, sir, we can close the meeting.